Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. In today's video, we find ourselves in the courtroom of Judge Tammy Hayward. As well, she ends up losing an argument. Actually, not so much losing, but, well, acknowledging that she doesn't have jurisdiction over this particular case. But the Sovtard still wants to argue jurisdiction and still wants to sue everybody involved with this particular case. Yeah, what a real brainiac. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this freaking S show on the road, shall we?
LaTanya Denise Turner versus Brian K. Widener, State of Georgia, Salah Holdings, Delphine Gresham, and Larry W. Johnson. All right, is there Ms. Turner, LaTanya Denise Turner?
Yes, I'm the attorney, in fact, on behalf of the principal, who is the resident agent. I have also already submitted forms appointing the judge over this matter to administrate on behalf of the principal. And I also submitted the rest of my entries on records. Now, with that being said, the Form 56 appointing judge.
Ms. Turner, I got to see you first.
Okay. I'm trying to, there I go.
Okay, there you are. All right,
Okay.
so Ms. Turner, very quickly. I've reviewed the information that you provided. First of all, you're suing with respect to a foreclosure, which is a situation that involves land and a determination of ownership with respect to land. That is not my jurisdiction. I'm in state court. State court does not have jurisdiction over determinations of land. We deal with dispossessories, which is a temporary situation with respect to land, the allowing someone to use your land in exchange for rent or your property in exchange for rent. But we do not deal with whether a foreclosure is proper. So in this case, this court is going to have to transfer your case to the Superior Court of Clayton County, depending on whether this is Clayton County that's involved.
Yeah, this appears to be one of the few times that a judge actually doesn't have jurisdiction over the case, and that's because it's not within her realm. She doesn't deal with these kinds of disputes. I wonder who laid this in her lap. Most likely the Sovtard misfiling it or something like that. I don't know.
And so I see you're suing the state of Georgia. Not sure how they're involved. Not sure how any of these parties are really have an interest in this case. But with respect to the jurisdiction for foreclosures, that is not what I do. Okay. All right, is there anyone else here on behalf of any of the other parties who either disagree with what I've said or who have anything that they would like to put on the record?
So, Your Honor, this is Larry Johnson. I represent Brian Widener as well as myself. I just want to point out to the court, this was initially filed and I was not named. Okay. And after I filed an answer on behalf of Mr. Widener, the plaintiff just stuck my name and added it to it without a court order. And at that point in time, she needed a court order. So I'm not personally, I mean, I'm only in this case because I filed an answer for Mr. Widener.
Name me too. So Ms. Turner, I know you have a set of beliefs about how the law works, but the way we do it here is just because somebody files on behalf of another person, everybody's entitled to have an attorney represent them. And so you can't then sue the attorney for giving them a defense. So everybody who comes into the case doesn't get sued individually. Like there are people who are.
But Judge, that's a fundamental right of everybody to sue everybody that they encounter. I mean, it is in the First Amendment, even though I haven't ever read the Constitution, but I believe it's in the First Amendment, at least listed in Chapter 42 of the sui juris clause. I mean, didn't you ever read the Constitution, Your Honor? It's in there.
Responsible, allegedly, for what you are contending happened. But then there are other people who they choose to hire to help them navigate the case. For the people who are navigating the case and for the judges who are dealing with the case, you don't get to sue them because they don't have an interest at that level. They're just trying to
Could I
help
get
the
finished?
other person navigate the case, okay?
Could I get finished recording my interest on record?
No, ma'am, you've done that. You're the plaintiff.
Okay, well, Judge, I would like to record my interest on record.
I'm not sure what that means, ma'am.
I'm the attorney of fact on behalf of the principal, who is the registered agent. Already submitted the Form 56 upon you over the matter to
Okay, I
on
don't,
behalf of our principal.
Ms. Turner, nobody gets to appoint me over the case. I'm already appointed to whatever's assigned to me through the clerk's office.
I appointed you through my for my trustee, and Your Honor, I would like to add also to the case and ask you a question.
No, ma'am.
Yes or no?
The question that I'm not going to answer any questions because this is not my jurisdiction. I'm going to transfer the case to Superior Court and let them sort it out, because land use and land and interest in land is under the jurisdiction of the Superior Court. Okay, so we'll get you an order. We'll also dismiss Mr. Larry Johnson from the case pending whatever the Superior Court decides, because he's only here to represent the defendant, which the defendant has a right to hire an attorney to represent them, and that attorney doesn't deserve to be sued because they are helping somebody defend themselves.
This case is also in the federal court also.
Okay, then if it's in federal court, then it probably doesn't need to be here also. You shouldn't have a case running in two different courts at the same time. Okay, that's just going to cause confusion. And you're not going to achieve what it is you wish to achieve.
Okay, Your Honor, I know this court has no jurisdiction per 12 CFR 1500, and also, is there or should there be an investment in private residential property in the United States? Or is deposit?
That is a question bigger than any of us can handle. People can invest in whatever they spend their money on. So at this point, I think that you're going a little bit too far afield. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and transfer this case to Superior Court, and my brother or sister judges on Superior Court will help you sort out what it is going on. Okay. All righty. So we'll go ahead and get an answer out to all of you. Get an order out to all of you transferring this case to Superior Court. But just as an aside, Miss Turner, everybody who comes in as a representative of somebody else, if they're an attorney, don't sue them, because it just makes the case harder to get through. Okay, if you want to achieve something with respect to finding out what happened with your foreclosure, don't keep adding people to the
Your Honor, in this executive branch of law, I have a right to sue the attorney, anyone else involved.
Ms. Turner,
in this executive branch, I do have a right to sue them and anyone else involved.
It's nonsense. None of what you're saying makes sense. None of what, Ms. Turner,
it's federal law.
Ms. Turner, we're not in federal court. None of what you're saying makes sense. You haven't established an estate. There's no trustee. You're giving us word salad. You're just saying stuff that you've read or somebody told you was appropriate. It's essentially called a sovereign citizen, but
no, it's not a sovereign. It's not. I'm not a sovereign citizen.
If those things work,
well, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, then it must be a duck. So you must be a sovereign citizen, because you've been using all these sovereign citizen arguments that really don't make sense in the court system. For example, you're going to bring up that mythical trust that you Sovtards believe exists, but there's no evidence of.
Everybody would
don't put that on me. I'm not a sovereign citizen.
Turner, you've made statements that sovereigns use, and so
I have my trust set up, and I'm not a sovereign citizen.
Yes, ma'am.
I am a person working in my trust.
Okay,
I'm not a sovereign citizen.
All right,
that's against the law.
Okay,
I'm not a sovereign citizen. I have my trust set up.
Okay.
In a way that it's working for me, and I have it set up.
Okay.
And that's what I'm working on, my trust.
Okay. All right, so we'll get that order out. Thank you. You're free to go at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, the fact that this Sovtard decided to sue everybody that was involved in the case, including the lawyers that were aiding the other litigants in this case, yeah, it's just ridiculously stupid. I mean, just shows that she needs some more education with the justice system. And well, she definitely needs more education when it comes to that mythical trust because none of us have a $10 billion trust in our names. I mean, that would just one, make money completely worthless, and two, there's not that much money in the world as far as $10 billion per person in this country. That's freaking ludicrous. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
This could be some groundbreaking stuff right here.
You don't want to go to jail.
For what?
You read this.
I don't have to listen to
Read
anything.
it.
Blah, 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 blah.
Dude, so there's no way I can get in, bro? Come on, I'll put you on my YouTube.
Shut up, Wesley.
You gotta put signs up, ma'am, if it's...
Are you Glenn Serio?
Who's that?